Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Raw review with the boys in purple, the British Fist.
Ka-ching!
Mr. Parkin here, dressed in purple. NJ here, also dressed in purple.
What's up?
What's up, people? Subscribe above, like this video, comment your thoughts on this edition of Raw down in the comment section below.
Make sure you go into the link below.
Yes, indeed. We're definitely the prime time players of the YWC, aren't we?
Wow, you ruined it there.
Oh, sorry, I ruined it there, NJ.
Wow.
I'm really sorry. I used to be a fan of those guys, but there we go. So going into this Raw, we had 3 weeks. I said put 4. I should really put a finger down. We got 3 weeks to hype up to Survivor Series, and first thing I want to say is something non-wrestling related. Our hearts go out to all the people that are affected or going to be affected by Hurricane Sandy. We hope all you guys in America are all okay and all pull through this hurricane.
The thing is, a lot of people have been worrying about it for a while now. It's a really big thing. It's been on the news numerous times through different social networks. So from here in the British Fist and all of the fists in the British Fist, we say good luck and everything's going to be okay in the end.
Yes, we opened up this show, though, with an injured CM Punk saying that everyone was wrong. You was wrong, you was wrong, you, especially you, were wrong. And apparently he had nothing to do with the referee. And also, apparently, CM Punk beat Triple H and Orton. And last time I checked, I think Orton beat him at WrestleMania 27 and Triple H beat him at Night of Champions. Yeah, and then out comes Mick Foley. And then you get this little confrontation between Foley and Punk. And we get the announcement that it's going to be Team Foley versus Team Punk in what we assume is going to be the main event at Survivor Series. So we're going to have a Survivor Series match as our main event at Survivor Series. I like that idea. I really do.
Going on from Hell in a Cell, we did realise we only had 3 weeks. That's why I was hoping the main event of Punk and Ryback, there was going to be something related to the build, but we didn't get that. So the best thing they could do, which is on Raw, is kick off straight away. Give us the kick off the build, and by the end of the night, we got what we wanted.
Yeah, and the idea of having a Survivor Series match main event is a great idea, in my opinion. I assume this will be the main event, and it's nice to see WWE kick-starting Survivor Series straight away, the build, with a Survivor Series match, which usually the card generally lacks. But we got one announced straight away. Whether or not it will be the only one, but it's going to be the main event, so there we go.
Thank you.
So a good opener there, in my opinion. You had Ryback also come out and stare down CM Punk away from the ramp, which then set up Ryback versus JTG in a typical Ryback squash match, but we weren't really interested in that, were we?
It was more of a typical Ryback match, because when he's not facing Punk, he's versus a local wrestler or a jobber. I was expecting for him to face someone that is not going to be a huge part in the WWE. Just someone higher up than JTG. So this was like, you've had him go against Punk, now he's going down to JTG. I thought it was a bit disappointing.
You had Josh Matthews going to interview Ryback afterwards, and I didn't think he was going to say anything. I thought he was just going to stay quiet, but he grabs the mic and he cuts a promo about getting revenge on Punk. I mean, we've never really heard this guy on the mic before. I kind of felt that the character really didn't need to speak, but a little bit of talk, I guess, is okay.
Other than the little video box packages things we've had, him on mic was needed eventually, especially if he's going to come a main event and talk about his future opponents. But him on mic, I didn't think it was that good. Well,
I mean, it is his first time grabbing a mic. I don't think it was that bad. He got his message across quite well. I mean, he needs to put the mic a little bit closer to his mouth, but there we go. Feed me more is pretty much all the guy should say, in my opinion, for now. In the next match, we get, well, a repeat of, actually, the team captains of last year's Survivor Series match. Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett in a match which was on SmackDown. We've seen it many times before, but we know how WWE just loves to beat the death with matches sometimes.
Very true. The big sad thing about this match for me was the fact that we've had Wade Barrett go against Sheamus. They did it okay to begin with, not ending clean, but then it ended clean. Sheamus got the win. Now he's going to get Orton, another possible feud, and then the same thing happens here. So what the hell are they going to do with Wade Barrett going up to the future pay-per-views, apart from probably win the Royal Rumble?
You never know. They might be setting Barrett up to win the Royal Rumble. They hadn't beat Randy Orton on SmackDown, but of course Randy Orton on the A show gets the victory. There was actually some good psychology in this match, and even though we've seen this match a lot of times, they did focus a bit on the shoulder-arm injury. Even though Orton doesn't exactly sell injuries very well, he won with an RKO out of nowhere. Were you really surprised after Barrett beat him on SmackDown?
I was really finding it sad that Barrett, he's still returned. He said about the world title, he's being delayed, he's losing these matches, he's not got a feud. So Wade Barrett, my favourite wrestler who's stepped in the WWE recently, he's not going anywhere, but I weren't surprised that Orton got the win.
No, neither was I, essentially. Especially when Barrett isn't really in a feud, and Orton apparently is still in a feud with Del Rio, as we found out later. Now we're going to talk about 2 of the 3 tag matches involving the 4 tag teams that were involved at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. The first one, we had Team Hell No versus Primetime Players. Daniel Bryan gets the win after Kane does all the work. 4.5 minutes. It was quite short, but, you know, Team Hell No retaining their, you know, stability as the top tag team, I guess. I don't
Forget
know.
about Primetime Players. The thing what I saw about this match was at the end, when Kane was taking no notice of Daniel Bryan, he starts in a fire thing and just stares. And I thought, that's the Kane I want to see. But then all of a sudden they start going through, I'm the tag team champion. Kane does, I'm the tag team champion. So it went all back to square one. And yes.
My tag in now. So after that match, later on in the night, we had Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio versus the Rhodes Scholars. Now, this was actually a pretty good match, in my opinion. I mean, Team Rhodes Scholars, firstly, didn't really get an entrance, which is a little bit of a shame. Sin Cara got pretty much 0 reaction, which again is a shame. And Rey, looks like Rey is ready for trick-or-treating, doesn't he? Dressed up as Skeletor.
He's good at kind of always doing attires and outfits to get him standing out there. The thing is, I think making Rey Mysterio stand out is good and all, but Sin Cara is the one who Rey Mysterio should be putting over, making look good. And in this match, I think it was quietly balanced in a way that gave them both good offense and that. But in the end, this match, we were deciding who did the WWE want to push here, and the result helped us to realise because of the main event as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Rhodes Scholars are involved in a tag team championship feud, so they should generally be priority. Sin Cara and Rey is a tag team that's going to possibly end up in a WrestleMania match down the line. This is a nice tag team match between the two. Some may say it might have gone on for quite long. It went about 14.5 minutes. It did go on a little bit long, but the way they did it was fine, and the way they booked Rhodes Scholars to get the win as well was pretty good, I thought.
The fact that all 4 of these have something big coming in the future, especially at Survivor Series, then going on towards WrestleMania, they've all got something big coming on the horizon. So for them to have put on a long match to show their abilities and their qualities, I think it was deserved for a long match compared to the other short matches we've had. Nicely done.
We had Vicky Guerrero next in the Our Main Event, showing her proof that AJ and Cena had an inappropriate relationship. Oh, God. Did this not remind you of the AJ Styles Claire Lynch storyline, which you completely hated in TNA?
The thing is, I've been saying this from like when it first started, when the AJ got accused and all this stupid stuff. They just come up with rubbish storyline ideas. WWE could be TNA, TNA could be WWE, and it's absolutely stupid. And this segment was absolutely stupid. So for the WWE to drag this on for as long as it did, I just thought, this is just boring. I
mean, it was essentially quite stupid. They presented all this evidence, so to speak, but it wasn't really evidence. And like I said, it just seems like they're copying the Claire Lynch storyline. AJ Lee is Claire Lynch, and John Cena is AJ Styles. Eventually, you get to the point where, after all the bullshit has happened, you get Dolph Ziggler coming out. Cena pushes him down, and you kind of get the feeling that this may lead into a John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler match at Survivor Series, which I am all for. And let's face it, also, Cena wasn't in the main event this week.
As much as John Cena did not get a Hell in a Cell moment, which is another thing we didn't add to our review, that was a very good moment. Him going to get the Ziggler, yes, it's a match for them both going to another pay-per-view that they would have probably missed if they didn't get this match. But I'm not really hyped up looking forward to it. Yes, we still got 2 more weeks to do something about it, but there we go.
I'm all for the match happening. A guy like Cena versus a young up-and-comer like Dolph Ziggler. The way they got there was really stupid, but let's see what they do with this first. Also, if afterwards we had a segment with Vicky Guerrero and AJ Lee, where AJ Lee got hired, but she cannot attack Vicky Guerrero, and her next match will be against Beth Phoenix.
The thing about this is that, yes, they tried to get AJ to say something good about why she should keep her job, and they just dragged it on a little bit, really making AJ squirm for this. Then the whole picking Beth Phoenix as the opponent. Beth Phoenix is not the diva she used to be, so for this match, straight away, you knew what the result was going to be, but
I'm just saying, AJ squirming. What an image for me. We'll move on now to Cesaro versus Kofi Kingston with Miz on commentary. So it looks like they're going to be continuing Kofi Kingston versus Miz, even though Miz has lost to Kofi now 3 times in a row. This segment, though, I liked how they're at least trying to do something with Cesaro, even though the crowd don't care. He's talking about obese kids and Halloween, and they're going to try and get free candy from parents and stuff like that. And Cole really isn't Miz Mark #1 anymore, is he? As we go on commentary.
Is that what Cesaro was saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't care, did you? You get to the match, and Kofi Kingston chucks Cesaro into the Miz. They beat him 2-on-1, and then R-Truth comes out to make the save, which is a logical save, really. So it looks like they're going to do an R-Truth Cesaro US title feud, maybe.
This is what I really wanted to see, especially with R-Truth, who left his tag team thing. He was just floating around. Yes, there's still the whole Christian Cesaro coming up in the future, but I think Christian's still been a bit delayed. So for R-Truth to go into a mid-card title thing like his tag team partner is, it balances it out, and something I'm going to look forward to if it happens and when it happens.
Let's hope they, at least for the first time, I believe, give us a built-to US title match that wasn't announced at the last minute. And I think R-Truth can be a pretty good dance partner for Cesaro. I really do. Oh god, the next segment. Do you know what, guys? This is how I see it, guys. Free MB. The whole thing sucks. It is stupid. But don't take it seriously. Just use it as a way to get laughs. That whole behind the music thing with Free MB. You know, I will say this. At least WWE are packaging them as a boy band, and I don't like it, but at least I can say that they're finally going there and at least actually doing something with this. Come on, how can you not find this funny, NJ? It is fucking hilarious, even though I don't like it. I'm just using it for laughs, buddy. I'm sorry.
This is the thing I'm going to say. It's every week. This faction should not be together. They're going to try and make it go somewhere. I give it 2 months, if not less.
2 months, if not less. He leads to Ryder and Santino versus Slater and Jinder Mahal, and Heath Slater gets the victory. Team Free MB. Could be a new tag team addition, I guess. I don't know, but do you really care about Team Free? I keep calling them Team Free MB, but I don't care about I don't care about Free MB. Do you care about Free MB? Other than the fact that having guys like Jinder Mahal in there is just funny as hell. But there we go. Jerry Lawler will be back in 2 weeks. We got the news that he's going to be back from his scare that happened on a Raw a couple of weeks ago, or a month or so ago now, that he's going to be back on Raw in 2 weeks.
And it's no disrespect to anything, but Lawler, when you come back, stick to commentary and do not try to wrestle anymore. You gave us great matches in the past, but this time you're a great commentator. Stay to that, and good luck when you come back.
Exactly. So we wish the best of luck to Jerry Lawler on his return in 2 weeks, just before Survivor Series. AJ Lee versus Beth Phoenix. Even though I've actually preferred JBL on commentary, I really have. AJ Lee versus Beth Phoenix. Now, this was going to be, I think we all knew this was going to be Beth Phoenix's last match. The rumours are that she's wanting to leave the company. You start the match off, and AJ Lee initially gets the win with the roll-up. Then Vicky Guerrero comes out, restarts the match, and gets Beth the victory. And essentially, by the end of the night, Vicky Guerrero fires Beth Phoenix. And I'm sitting there thinking, was that the best way you could send Beth Phoenix off, really?
Number one, AJ being back as a diva is good and all, but the thing is, that match that she had with Beth Phoenix was just simply what we've seen her wrestle before. She weren't really wrestling. She wins by a roll-up, okay. Beth Phoenix then gets the win. Great, she wins her last match. The whole firing thing. Screw you, WWE. You got one of your best divas fired. Now what are you going to do? You got these little Barbie dolls dancing around the ring. Oh, great, we're going to love that. Stupid WWE.
You know, when NJ's swearing, there's some serious shit going down. Just want to make a quick point here. It's relating to the WWE 13 game. Don't you think it is a great indication as to how much wrestling has declined over the last 10 years when they still want to try and feed off the Attitude Era in the WWE 13 game, even though they took down Attitude Era videos to protect Linda McMahon's Senate image? Don't you find that quite hypocritical?
The game was already almost created when the whole Attitude stuff was getting removed, so it's a bit too late to do anything. So I think removing the Attitude Era thing was absolutely stupid, because no one's going to forget about it. You're going to hear people swearing, talking about it outside. So getting rid of it, you're just going against the history of your company. So WWE...
PG, fuck you. Sheamus speaks in the next segment. We had Sheamus coming out to what was not... Oh, yeah, that was... I got knocked out in slow motion, or real time, as the Twitter guy put, creative... I can't remember his Twitter name, it was funny as fuck. Not a great reaction for Sheamus, which I think is an indication that WWE do need to work on the Sheamus character a little bit. They've now had him lose the belt. They're going to make him hopefully chase the belt from Big Show now in that great match they had at Hell in a Cell, where they did at least make him look like an underdog. So hopefully from now on, WWE can actually make Sheamus a bit more likable. But I guess the one reason why people probably can't get behind Sheamus is that you look at the way he did this promo. The thing about Sheamus and Cena is just the way they come out smiling as if there's nothing wrong, when they've just lost a big title match. That is one of the reasons why people just cannot connect with characters like John Cena and Sheamus that are just so up above everything else.
The sad thing is the WWE are trying to prove to the kids that these are the good guys. Always be happy, always be positive, always look at the future. And the fact that Sheamus, after his long title run, lost to someone like the Big Show, you would be angry. You would want to go out there and just kick his ass, which sadly it did happen. But it's just not really believable, and the way this segment ended was just bad. But
I thought the segment itself was very good. I thought the interaction between Sheamus and Big Show was very good. Big Show's talking about Sheamus is hiding the truth that he gave his all but came up short, and that he can't beat him and everything. So I thought this promo segment, between the two guys was very good. I didn't like the fact that Sheamus hit the white noise on Big Show, though. I'm just like, back to booking Sheamus like a strong babyface again.
Big Show's holding the world heavyweight really strong, not hurt, not had a match, and then Sheamus picks him up and knocks him out. I'm just thinking, that made no sense. It's like, Sheamus, like you said, is looking like the hero in this, and I'm just hoping that SmackDown or beyond, they have Big Show look like the dominant monster he should be.
Do you think they'll give Sheamus the belt back at Survivor Series, giving him a Big 4 pay-per-view victory? And
I bloody well hope not.
No, I wouldn't mind if they do it. I think that they've booked it quite well to actually do that. WWE raised $1 million for breast cancer awareness.
Thank you, C Nation.
Yeah, thank you, C Nation. I don't know what the C Nation.
We're the WWE Universe, not C Nation.
Just want to point something out here, guys. Some people may hate me for saying this, but Linda McMahon spent about $60 million on her Senate campaign, and they're raising $1 million for breast cancer awareness. Does that not bobber anyone else a little bit? I'm just saying.
It's a bit off, but I think this is going to obviously make the WWE look good. But again, this was another way of putting Cena over, for frick's sake.
You know what? And they also... he is the face of the company, but it's more importantly, it's a way of making Linda McMahon's Senate image seem awesome, especially this close to Election Day. So yeah, not hating on the cause, just got a couple of things we wanted to say about it, that's all. Del Rio versus Justin Gabriel. Was anyone else surprised this match went as long as it did?
Justin Gabriel, the guy that was going for the US title, is now going to a match against Del Rio and losing. Yeah, that makes Gabriel look really good.
I thought Justin Gabriel was going to win this one. Nah, of course I fucking did. We all knew Del Rio was winning. Whatever happens to that big push, apparently, Justin Gabriel was getting. He's now lost 2 in a row, lost to Cesaro and Del Rio, and it's another one of those ways of just getting Del Rio on the card, and
that's the thing. Even though Del Rio does get involved in the main event, I was thinking the Divas title could have had a little segment or involvement, but they forgot that and gave us that 3 tag team with so stupid. There we go.
The WWE had to advertise their game one day before it came out, didn't they? Are you getting the game, or are you getting the game?
What? Come on, let's get it.
Just not right now.
Not just yet.
You didn't pre-order it then, like you usually do.
No.
We get to the main event segment, which was all about revealing the teams for Mick Foley, for Team Mick Foley and Team CM Punk. Now, skip whoop de woo, we got the 2 teams here. Team Punk will consist of Punk, Miz, Team Road Scholars, and Alberto Del Rio. Team Foley will consist of Ryback, Orton, Kofi, and Team Hell No. A nice mix there. You've got a guy like Ryback in there who you really want to put over as this top guy. You've got a guy like Orton in there, along with Del Rio, who are kind of like upper mid-carders. You've got mid-carders there in Kofi and Miz, and then you've got tag teams. So it's a nice mix, in my opinion, of main eventers, mid-carders, tag teams, etc., which is nice, because it gets a lot of these guys in a main event of Survivor Series, which is good.
I don't like, in the past, we've had really big Survivor Series matches. This doesn't feel as big as Survivor Series that we've had in the past, but that's because the roster's been fading over the years. So this is the best they could give us. Am I excited for it? Not overly, but they had to come up with some kind of team for this pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of things about this. I like the idea of having the whole Survivor Series match and announcing it this early on, and having Team Punk versus Team Foley. I imagine, the main focus of this will be Ryback, I imagine, especially after what happened at Hell in a Cell. You get Punk on the mic saying, at Survivor Series, there'll be a celebration of 1 year, and it seems like a lot. They are teasing... They're trying to hide the championships, which is good. They're hiding the IC, Tag Team, and WWE Championship, which, in my opinion, doesn't need to be defended every pay-per-view. So that's a good thing about this. But it seems like they're teasing Punk versus Foley at TLC, doesn't it?
There's a chance, but I don't think... If it is for the title, we know Punk's going to retain, because Foley's not a long-term wrestler. So they're actually just finding ways of giving Punk a longer title run. Now, my question is... when he does do TLC and all this, he would have had over a year title run. Do you think CM Punk over this year has actually been a really good champion who's defended it well, who's been a champion you can rely on and like? That's just a question I've got for you.
It's an interesting question. Discuss that down in the comment section below. We have the typical Survivor Series brawl with the baby faces ending on top. Ryback and Punk have that stare down, and Punk was a great captain, wasn't he? Going right behind his men up the ramp, and with Paul Heyman, but that stare down between Ryback and Punk, and Ryback even give a shell shock to my boy. I'm all right with Cody Rhodes doing a little bit of a finisher job for the future top guy of the company, guys.
That's the thing. It seems like Cody, he did have it in the past. He always seems to be the one to get picked on, like Sandow would. Yeah. Del Rio, he should have done, but no, it was Cody. But okay.
Yeah, so the announcement was good, I thought. The main event with the teams are pretty decent. They're not great, but they could have done with maybe a Lesnar or something, but it's still a pretty decent team. What are your overall thoughts on this edition of Raw, then?
Okay, this is what I said from early stages, and it continues to stay that way. It was a good Raw, but not an entertaining Raw, and it's got me looking forward to how they continue to build this, but nothing really stood out as a really strong part of Raw.
Yeah, I felt this was a solid show, in my opinion. The announcement of the Survivor Series match as the main event was very good. I like the fact that WWE are at least putting a little bit of effort on their tag teams, mid-card, and main event guys in this thing. We had a couple of feuds set out there, Cena versus Ziggler, Big Show, Sheamus. A couple of feuds set out, not really that many yet, but we've got another, 2-3 weeks to hype up to Survivor Series. So at least they've started the Survivor Series off by announcing and getting us sold on a main event of that thing, which is going to primarily focus around Ryback and CM Punk, essentially, and a bit of Foley. So it was a decent, solid Raw. The thing is, with the 3-hour Raws, generally they drag on a lot, and that's a big problem for the Raws right now. But you notice how we've never really been able to say there was a very good Raw, because 3 hours just makes the show just drag on big time.
I do think that way, and the thing that I think would have been helpful is TNA do it with their next week's show. If they hyped up something for SmackDown, they really haven't done that for a long time. I think it would be a good idea, especially if they've been up Survivor Series. Within 3 weeks, they could have said something else is going to happen on SmackDown, but they didn't. But there we go.
Short-term WWE writing FTW. Put your thoughts on this edition of Raw down in the comment section below. I have been Mr. Parkin. This has been NJ. We, as a collective unit, have been the Purple British Fist. Now it's time for NJ to give the usual outro.
Thank you very much, people. This has been another Raw review from the British Fist. And all I can say, YouTubers, is thank you very much for watching. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Give us your thoughts on Raw and CM Punk's the champion. And until next time, YouTubers, goodbye.